Hi. On last video, I think so I completed three till there. Like there was a discussion between Robert, Stewart, and that girl. And that girl, John, was standing in the courtyard, and she went. And after that, Robert was very angry, and Robert goes to the window and shout in the courtyard, "Send Mister Polly to me, will you? Will you?" Will you? He turns to John and get out and wait in the yard. Like, will you? Will you get out and wait in the one? When after that? Okay. When after that? Uh, Robert went in the window, and after that he shouted, like send the Polly to me. And after that he looked to the John and said, "Will you get out and wait in the yard?" Which means in the courtyard. Go outside and wait. Then after that, John, Joanne replied. John replied, smiling brightly at him, smiling brightly at him, like right. And then after that, she said, "Right square." Then after that, she said, "Okay, I am going outside," and she goes out. And then Robert, then Robert, Robert said to the steward. Then after that, Robert said to the steward, "Go with her, go with her, and stay within call and keep your eye on her, and I shall have her here again." So then after that, Robert is saying to the steward, "Go with her, go with her, and monitor her, and because I want her again here. I want her again. So go with her and keep an eye on her." And then steward retreat. Then after that, steward moves away in a hurry. Then steward moves away in a hurry, and Bertrand de Polanyi, a French guard, enters and salute and stand waiting. Then after that, the Polly came, and Polly salute and standing in front of the Robert. Then after that, Robert replied, "She says you, Jack and Dick have offered to go with her." Jack and Dick offered to go with her, and what for? And do you take her crazy idea of going to the Dolphin seriously? Then after that, Robert asked to the Mr. Polly, like she is saying that, like Jack and Dick is going to go with her, and are you crazy? Like you are accepting her plan to go in the Dolphin seriously? Then Robert, then Polly said slowly, "There is something about her. It may be worth trying." Then after that, Polanyi is saying, "Sir, there is something about her. Like then we should try. There is something about her that we should try." Then after that, Robert replied to Polly, "Oh, come on, Polly, you must be out of your mind. Come on, Polly, you must be out of your mind." Then Polly said, unmoved, "What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it? The Dolphin is in Chinon. The Dolphin is in Chinon. Chinon is a one of the cities in France where a royal family resided during the 100 Years' War. The Dolphin took refuge in Chinon." Like what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? The Dolphin is in Chinon, and like a rat in a corner, except that, like a rat in a corner, except that he won't fight. The English will take the Orleans, and he will not be able to stop them. Okay, he will not be able to stop them. So it explaining that, like this area is full of king people. Then English will go there, and then he will not be able to show his power. Okay, he will not be able to stop them. Like he is he is talking about the Dolphin here. Okay, like if we go there in the Orleans, the Dolphin will not able to stop them, right? Because it is in Chinon. And then Robert replied, he beat the English the year before, last at last at Monta- Montargis, Montargis, and I was with him, and I was with him. Then after that, uh, Robert said to him, like, you know what? I was with the Dauphin, and he beat the English people last year only, and Montargis, the another city. Then Robert, then then Polinge said, but his men, but but his men are cowed, but his men are frightened, and now he can't work miracles. And I tell you that nothing can save, nothing can save our side now, but a miracle. Nothing can save our side but a miracle. Then after that, he said his team was totally cowed, his team was frightened, and then I tell you, sir, like, nothing can save us without a miracle. Okay, Robert said, miracle are alright, miracle are alright, Polly. The only difficulty about them is that they won't happen nowadays. Then after that, Robert is saying, miracle are okay, but it won't happen nowadays. It has happened before. Miracles are happened before, not nowadays. Then Polly said, I used to think so. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure now. Okay, and there is something about her, and I think the girl herself is a bit of miracle. Anyhow, this is our last chance. Let's see what she can do. Like, they are discussing, the Polly and the Robert are discussing about the girl, and the Polly, Robert is saying that why you are accepting this girl, why you are listening to Joanna. And then after that, um, Polly is trying to convince to the Robert, like, there is something about her, there is a miracles are there, and we need to try the last chance, and if we try that, definitely there is something will be happen. Then after that, Robert is uh, Robert is hesitating. Robert is hesitating. You really think that, like, Robert is hesitating and saying, you really think that? Then after that, Polly Polly said, turning, is there anything else left for us to think? Let's take a chance. Her words have put fire into me, have inspired or motivated. Like, is there any chance apart from her? Like, whatever her words have put a fire on me. Like, her words have given me inspired and motivation. Then Robert said, giving up, view, you are as mad as she is. Then after that, Robert is saying that you are also mad as she is. Okay. Then after that, Paul is saying obstinately. Obstinately means in a stubborn and firm manner. Like, in a very ziddy manner. The Polly is saying, we want a few mad people now. What we want? We want a few mad people now. See where the same ones have landed us. See where the same ones have landed us. Like, then after the Polly is explaining to the Robert, like, we want a mad people as now, and we can see the best example, like she is a mad. And then after that, Robert said, I feel like a fool. Still, if you feel sure, like, like right now, I feel like a fool. Like, you still feel, you are sure, you still, like, still if you feel sure. Paul is saying, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. Then after that, Paul is saying, I feel sure, I'm going to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. I'm going to take her to the Chinon. And then Robert is saying, do you think I ought to have another talk with her? Do you think I ought to have another talk with her? Paul is saying, going to the window, yes. John, come up. John enters. Then after that, Robert is saying, like, do you think I'm going to talk with her again? Then after that, Polly went to the window and Polly said, John, come up. Then John enters. Then Polly gravely, be seated, John. Gravely, like, Polly is saying seriously, be seated, John. Then after that, Robert said, what is your name? What is your name? Then after that, John said, they always called me Jenny Lauren here in France. Here in France, I am John. They always call me Jenny Lawrence, Lauren, and here in France, I am John. The soldier called me the maid. The soldiers called me the maid. Okay. So then after that, Robert asked her name. Like, what is your name? Then after that, she told that my name is John Lauren, but in France, many people called me John, and some soldiers called me the maid. Okay. Then Robert said, "How old are you?" Robert is asking, "How old are you?" How old are you? Then John is saying 17. So they tell me it might be 19. I don't remember. Like, actually I am 17, but they they told me I'm 19. I'm 19, but I don't remember. Then Robert, I suppose you think raising a siege is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow. Like, then Robert is saying, I suppose you think surround from all sides and attack, removing the food surrounding a place isn't easy as chasing a cow out of meadow. You think soldiering is anybody's job? Then after that, Robert is explaining to her, like, working with the army is anybody's job. It is not anybody's job. Okay, it is a very difficult thing. Like, you are taking very granted to this job. Then after that, Joanna said, I don't think it can be very difficult if God is on your side. Like, then after that, Joanna is saying, like, I don't think it very difficult if the God is on your side. Then Robert said grimly, have you ever seen English soldier fighting? Have you ever seen them plundering, looting, burning, turning countryside into a desert? Have you heard no tales of their prince, who is the devil himself, or of the English king father? Like, Robert is explaining that. Like, have you ever seen the English people soldiering and enemy arms? Have you ever seen the war? Right? Have you ever seen the English king father? Right? You didn't even see. Then also you are saying, I am going to fight. And then John said, you do not understand. John said, you do not understand, square captain. Our soldiers are always beaten. Our soldiers are always beaten because they are fighting only to save their skin. Only to save their skin, which means, like, the soldiers are always fighting only to save their selves. And the shortest way to save your skin is to run away. Is to run away. But I will teach them all to fight for France, and then they will drive the soldier before them like sheep. The soldier before them like sheep, and you and Polly will 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 live to see the day when there will not be a single English soldier on the soil of France. So here, the John has replied to the Robert, like, I am going to train, like, till now your soldiers are only fight for themselves. So soldiers are only fight for themselves, but I will teach them very nicely. I will teach them very nicely. So because of that, they will fight for the France, and there will be no English soldier in the soil of France. Okay, there will be no English soldier if I train them. Okay. Then after that, Robert is saying to Polly. Polly was also standing there. This may all be nonsense, Polly, but the troops might just inspired by it, though nothing that we say seems to put any fire into them. Even a dolphin might believe it. And if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. She can put it into anybody. She can put some fight into him, so she can put it into anybody. Like, the Robert is explaining that to the Polly, like, whatever you are saying, whatever, this is all nonsense. like but the troops might be just inspired by it, though nothing that we say seem to put any fire into them. Even Dauphin might believe it, and if she can put a fight into him, she can put it to anybody. Like after that, Robert is saying that like you all are inspired by her, that is okay, but if she put a fight with the Dolphin, so definitely she can put a fight with anybody. Like for example, the Robert is explaining to the Polly, like she have that much influence power over him, so definitely she can influence the Dolphin also. Like she will go there and she will influence against your. Okay, then what you will do? You will trust her? No, no. So Robert is giving her best to remove the girl. Okay, then after that, Joanna Radiant clasping her hand. Oh, thank you, Square. Oh, thank you, Square. Polly said, how is she to get into the royal prison? How is she to get into the royal prisons? Robert is saying, I don't know. How did she get into my prisons? And I will send her. Then I will send her to Chinon, and she can say, I send her. Then let come what may. Let anything happen. I can do no more. So definitely I don't know about it, but I will send her to the Chinon. Then after that, what will happen? Let's see. Then Joanna said, and the dress, I may have, and the dress, I may have a social dress. You may dress. Robert, take what you spell. Take what you spell. What you want, you can take. I wash my hands off it. Like no, not take any responsibility for it. Like take whatever you want. I don't have responsibility on you. Then Joanna, wildly excited by her success. Then Joanna, very excited by her success. Come, Polly. Come, Polly, we can go. She is preparing. Then Robert, shaking Polly hand. Goodbye, old man. I am taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it. Few other men would done it. But as you say, there is something about her. Okay. So I am giving you the big chance, so you can go. Polly said, yes, there is something about her. Goodbye. Yes, sir. There is something about her. Goodbye. Okay. So here, there were four characters were there total. The first is the Robert, second is Stewart, and the third is Polly, and the fourth is Joanna. The whole chapter is discussing, there is a girl, Joanna, first inspired the soldier. Then after that, they have win the permission to get the war to the Chinon Dauphin. Dauphin is a person who is a monarchy system ruler. So they have fighted. So in this discussion, from this discussion, what we understand that like a girl convince the soldier. Then after that, the soldier itself convince the king, convince the chief of the officer. Okay, right? And the author is written the Job but not Shaw. Okay, so